This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but rocking a beautiful spring Toronto background behind me because I will be in Toronto a couple times this year for a couple of conventions in late summer and this fall. But right now we are in March 29th, 2026, and I have a return guest, somebody I actually met at my only appearance at a convention in the States. I'm talking about Chiller, which great convention, probably the best I've ever been to in terms of diversity of guests. They got a wide range of guests there, and I have film historian Andrew Gilmore on the show with me a third time. How do you do, Andrew?
I'm pretty good, Greg. How are you?
Well, you're my first interview since Skittles have passed away,
Right,
you
I'm sorry
know.
about that.
Yeah, I really appreciate the outpouring of people because it all happened very, very suddenly. I had Skittles with me for Skittles was pushing 20 years old, you know.
Oh,
My nephew tells me that um, when he was at one of his old apartments, he had Skittles as a kitten. So that was 2008, he said. So here we are, 2026. So, and my parents took him off of my nephew, and when my parents had to move into my grandparents' old house because of there's less stairs and they were dealing with terminal illnesses.
hmm.
My dad left me Skittles in 2016, so I had him for he's been in my life for nearly 20 years, but he's been my under my care solely for 10. So Skittles have been with me for a long time, and I hadn't done an interview since March 3rd, so
Hmm.
he was in that video. So he his health started declining about the last week and a half.
Hmm.
Things started declining. So it was happening very, very fast. But when I went to the vet that morning, that Friday morning of March 20th, I wasn't expecting not to bring my cat home.
Hmm.
So yeah. So
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. I've never had a cat, but I can certainly sympathize.
well, people have been asking me if I'm going to get another cat, and eventually, probably yes. I miss Skittles a lot. In fact, it reminds
Hmm.
me because when I went to Chiller back in April of 2024, um, Eddie Mika was what a great guy, one of the promoters, because I was there with Lisa Langlois.
Yes.
Um, he gave me access all 3 days. And he didn't have to do that at all. But what a great guy. And when I finally met him, he had shared that he just lost his cat. So he and I had a little chat about our love of cats, and so so yeah,
Yeah.
I miss Skittles a lot. So this is my first interview without him, and when I get another cat, I don't know, but probably I kind of miss having a cat around. So
Sure.
the sound of purring, I love that. So yeah, but it's been over a little over a week and 2 days, and it's still maybe I'm in shock. It hasn't quite hit me, but I know that Friday when I was told that he was gonna be had to be euthanized, I just lost
Hmm.
it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but anyway, I'm happy to have you on with me today. It's been a while since I've been on here doing an interview, um,
Oh,
so
I
I'm
just
happy.
appreciate that you think I'm interesting enough to have me back.
Well, I thought I would have you back on because I know there's Chillers coming up, I love the fact that that convention does it twice a year. So I think we could talk about that and any other things that you're involved with. But yeah, I would like to do Chiller again, but uh, number one, I don't know what the travel situation is right because I know there's tensions right now between the United States and Canada.
Yeah,
And I'm going to say this just out front. I'm going to throw a lot of blame on our government on that end, you know. I mean, if people in the States don't like Trump, that's, their prerogative, but
yeah,
I'm not a fan of our current government, so they haven't done shit to help that situation. So I'll throw blame right at our own fucking country here. But I hear stories about whether people are stopped at this and that, and that's not something I want to deal with. And my only other situation is that like when I do the conventions in Toronto, I love it when the plane lands and I can just just go about my day, go to my the flat that I'm renting and just go about my day or the hotel, wherever it is I'm staying. I don't like sitting around in an airport for a few hours,
yeah,
which I had to when I went to Chiller. I had to wait in an airport in between flights, and I was like, yeah, this kind of the food there was kind of expensive, so I was like, what the hell do I do? So
yeah. I almost never fly, but I remember the last time I did, and it was a little rough.
I actually don't mind flying, I don't mind it, So I was actually surprised because, like I said, it was after Lisa invited me to my first convention in 2017. So I kind of look forward to it, but um, but I like to just go about my day whenever the plane drops, So
Yeah,
uh, once it lands, I like to get on the shuttle bus or subway or wherever it is I'm supposed to be and just go to where I'm supposed to be. And usually it's in uh, in location close at hand of where the convention is. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But I will say we just this weekend we lost James Tolkien,
right.
who was he was at Chiller when I was there. And I didn't have the finances to meet him then, but I was very lucky last year at Fan Expo, which I did for the first time. And James was there as part of the Back to the Future reunion. I made it a
Uh,
point to meet him at that one. I'm glad I did. I got a signed photo and a picture with him, and unlike William Shatner, who was the same age, he was a lot better spirits than Shatner was.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah. I had a. F- I'm going to give Fan Expo another shot this year, but because Heather Locklear was such a doll to meet. But I had a few bad experiences that weren't my fault, but
mm.
nonetheless, the yeah. But anyway, you're gonna do Chiller in April, right?
I don't think I'm gonna make it this year because the guy I usually go with is not available, so I might have to skip this one.
Oh wow. I hope that I hope you can find a way down there. How far is it from you?
It's about 2 hours, but I can't drive or travel independently. I need help to go places, so unless I can find someone to go with, I'm not going to be able to go.
Okay, okay. Well, if you get a chance to go meet Heather Locklear. I can
Mm.
testify she's a doll to meet,
I'm
you
sure she
know.
is. She's probably too expensive for me, but I'll see what I can do.
I don't remember what her price was, but it wasn't overly outrageous,
Hmm.
Like
Uh,
I mean it wasn't Shatner prices, so to speak.
yeah. When
Yeah.
I was there in October, I met Beverly D'Angelo, and she cost $140.
You know what? I'd love to meet Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
I didn't get to talk to her much. Her handler did most of the talking, but anyway, I got to shake her hand and get her autograph, so that was nice.
I really like Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah,
I'd love to meet her. She is sexy, you
yes,
know. Yeah, yeah. Handlers can be good or bad. I've seen handlers that were absolutely great. They would take multiple pictures, they get right into it, Like I remember when I met Sybil Shepherd at Chiller, they took several pictures of me with her, and they were great. But when I did Fan Expo last year, um, there was a handler there that I bit my tongue, but I wanted to tell him off
hmm,
because they were doing something at Fan Expo I never ran into before, where because most of the times you come up with to a table and it says autograph certain price, selfie certain price, or combo. And
right,
then, yeah, and of course, there's the photo ops that you can do the photo ops, the
yeah,
professional photo ops. But this whole private autograph thing, I never understood. So I went to meet Daphne Keene, who was in Logan, and I purchased a photo to get her to sign, and I get up to her table and got her to sign it. And I asked if we could do a selfie, and her handler was very, very rude and said no.
hmm,
And I wanted to tell him, who flips the bill here? Us, the fans,
yeah,
you know. I didn't care for that, and I best not see him there this year because I probably won't be quite as unconfrontational the second time.
yeah,
Um, I would have paid a little extra to get the selfie with her, but I guess they were doing these separate things, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not used to that. And like when I met Heather Locklear at the same event, I was able to go up, get a picture signed, get a selfie with her, no problem. So I don't
yeah,
understand what this special treatment shit was all about.
yeah. It gets a little weird sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah. So the way I look at it, handlers are there to handle the money, take the photos if need be, and otherwise, some of them are friendly, but there are situations where some of them, it's almost like they think they treat fans like we're all a bunch of stalkers. It's like fuck off,
yeah,
we're paying your fucking fee. So
right,
yeah. Like even when
yeah,
I was at Chiller, and this was not a big deal. But there was one security guy there that I remember I was talking to Tara Buckman. Now, Tara Buckman's been on the show, and she was looking forward to meeting me because um, she came on my show by way of Charles Rosenay.
right,
And I was sharing a room with Charles Rosenay, who was set up with his vendor there. But I got talking to her, and security guy come over and told me to move it along, even though there was nobody right there behind me. And then the same guy got at me again when I was talking to Anna Karakuba,
hmm,
excuse me, Anna Karakina from Dawn of the Dead remake, who's been on my show a couple times. And we got talking, and I wouldn't have been standing there talking if there was somebody right there next in line.
right,
But at the moment there it wasn't as busy, and so we carried a conversation for a moment. It wasn't like I was there for 10 minutes or anything, but Inna was telling me about her podcast and what she was doing and this and that. The guy was trying to tell me to move, and it's like, look, I didn't say this, but I wanted to say, look, piss off, you know. But anyway,
yeah.
I
Well,
left it at that. Yeah.
yeah, I've never really had experiences like that myself. Usually, when I'm at conventions, things go pretty smoothly, and most of the people are nice. So
Hmm.
I haven't had any real issues.
Yeah. But otherwise, Chiller was a great experience. And I love the fact that they get a good 75 to 100 guests there, you know. So,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
lot to look at. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. So, but I plan to do Fan Expo and Frightmare in the falls this summer and fall. So, um, that's my plan for this year, and hopefully we get lots of great guests at those. But
yeah. I've had a few conventions this year that I've had my eye on, but just because of the traveling thing, I haven't been able to go. So the last one I was at was in October, and then my plans for this year just haven't worked out yet. But we'll see.
so how many people was it Fright or not Frightmare Chiller
What?
that you was at in
Yeah,
the
it was
fall?
chiller in October. Yeah, and I met maybe 6 people,
Okay, let's
and
talk about who you met. You met Beverly, yeah?
yeah, and well, maybe I was going to take my phone out and show the pictures if I can. Uh, but anyway, yeah, I was there mainly. I stayed the whole weekend, which I don't normally do, but that's because Michelle Bauer and Prank Stevens were there, and I know them, so I wanted to spend some time with them, and I got to spend a good amount of time talking to them. And there I am with a little glare there, but there I am with Beverly.
Oh wow, she looks great. I like
Yeah,
her sweater she's got on. She
yeah,
looks stunning. Wow,
yeah,
the hair.
yeah. She looked good.
Wow.
And so anyway, the main thing was seeing Michelle and Brink there, and we had some nice conversation because it's like you were saying, there wasn't a big line for them, so I got to spend maybe 10 minutes or so just talking small talk with them, and that was fun. And I met Morgan Fairchild, and that was cool. Which she charged $100, but I guess for somebody who's that big, that's kind of standard. I didn't mind that so much. But she was nice. I just kind of had a brief conversation with her and said, I've enjoyed your work, and she was very gracious and very nice. And well, as long as I'm saying that, I'll see if I can find her picture. Uh, where I just passed it. Oop. There we are.
Oh wow, she still looks great.
Yeah, she did.
Wow. What's that picture of her you got there? Is that
I
just a
was,
modeling pic?
yeah, that was just one of the pictures she had on her table.
Wow.
And I met Louise Lasser. That was interesting.
Oh wow.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
I've had Greg
Mullavey?
yeah, I've had him on the show, but I haven't had Louise Lasner on yet.
Yeah, I imagine she's not easy to get in touch with. But
Probably not.
but there we are.
There
Oop,
you
that's
go.
fading there. Yeah, and she didn't talk very much, but it was nice just to shake her hand and say hello.
There you go.
And I actually got a picture signed for a friend of mine who's a big Mary Hartman fan, and that meant a lot to him when he got the picture in the mail. He wrote to me and thanked me. So I knew I wasn't going to have the opportunity again to do that favor for him. So there you go. And what else have I got here? Uh, oh yeah, I met Garrett Morris from Saturday Night Live. That was really cool.
There you go.
Yeah, he
There
was
you
real.
go.
Yeah, he was really nice. He's very easygoing guy. He was really cool.
There you go.
And I guess I didn't get a picture with her, but I also met Sarah Karloff, who's Boris Karloff's daughter.
I've
She
had
was
her
there.
on here in
Oh
tribute
yeah,
for us. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, very nice lady.
Yeah. I've had her on here before in tribute to Boris Karloff. Um, yeah, I haven't had Brink Stevens on here. When I reached out to her, she turned me down. So
Mm,
right now, chances of me actually going to meet her anywhere are pretty slim to none. You
mm.
know, when people
Well,
turn my podcast down, generally speaking, I don't spend money on them. Michelle
yeah,
Bauer, I've never reached out to before, so um, I just
yeah,
I don't know, I just haven't. But I know other people
yeah.
have had her, so
Well,
maybe I should.
I actually tried to get Michelle on my show, but she turned me down.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Why did she turn you down?
Well, she didn't say. I think it's just, well, she sort of said that it just wasn't a good time, and I guess she has other priorities in her life, and I guess, I mean, we know each other, but maybe she's just not comfortable enough with me, doesn't know me well enough to come on, and I don't know. I can't speak for her, but that was a disappointment because I've done a lot of research, and I actually wrote down a list of questions I wanted to ask her, and looked at other interviews she's done. So I did my homework, and then I asked, and she said no, but. She's I regard her as a friend, and she's one of the nicest people that I've ever met. I can honestly say that. So
Mhm.
I can't fault her if she chooses not to come on. Then she has her reasons, and whatever. I'll let it go.
Fairchild, also, I remember she was in it was a bad movie, but it was one that it's one of those guilty pleasures for me. It was the seduction, you know. She was in that where she was being stalked by Andrew Stevens. So
Oh yeah, I saw that.
yeah, yeah. So now Garrett Morris, did you see that movie Saturday Night? That
No,
was
I should have before I met him, but I didn't see it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, there was somebody on there playing him.
Right.
I enjoyed it very much. I grew up with a lot of those comedians. So anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
and and of course Louis last year. Yeah, I've had Greg Mulevy on. He was great.
I'm
So
sure he was.
yeah, so I'd probably have gone to meet her. So she was also in Requiem for a Dream, which was
Hmm.
a great movie. She appeared in that. Yeah. No, you got to meet some people at the I I like going to these things for the autographs. It's not so much that I'm an autograph collector, it's just it's fun to meet some of these people and it gives you a nice memory and
Yeah.
so I get the
Uh,
autographs, so show some support, but
yeah. I mean, I was an autograph collector for a while, and I'm not doing it so much now. But when I go to the conventions, I feel like it's just a courtesy to get an autograph, so I do it.
hmm yeah. Well, Chiller's a great one because they've got such a high density of gas. Like I remember last year they had one where you had everyone from Linda Blair to the guy who donned the Bernie suit, Bernie the dinosaur suit, and I'm like that is really cool. And I saw pictures on the site of both of them, you know? So it's like it's such a welcoming convention, you know? Like you pretty much got something for everybody there. And I love
Yeah.
that about Chiller. Yeah. So hands down, probably the best convention I've ever been to, especially since they got, like I said, about 75 to 100 guests. Like that's a lot, you know?
Yeah, it's funny. I used to read about Shore, and I heard about it for years before I ever went there. But I'm glad I finally decided to go. It was worth it.
How many years have you been going?
I've actually only been going to conventions for I think 3 years, so not long. But I'd heard about them before, and I remember the first time I was on your show, I told you that the reason I started going was to meet Linnea Quigley, and that was worth it.
I've met her twice, and I've had her on my
Yeah,
show on my birthday of was it 2019, I think it was, you know. That was fun.
yeah.
But
Well, I told you before that when I met her, she was flirting with me, so that was cool. I don't get a lot of that from women, so to get that from Linnea, that's pretty cool.
you gotta take that, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I had fun at Fan Expo last year, but also I went to Frightmare in the Falls. I actually
yeah.
interestingly enough, I got 22 autographs.
Well, that's a lot. That must have cost you a lot of money.
Well, here's the thing. I had a lot in my savings for it. And what I liked is that when I was done, I had just over $100 in my savings.
Hmm.
And I got my savings set up where money goes into it every week so that when I do the conventions this late summer and fall, I'll have pretty much be set up. So that's how I do it.
Yeah.
But I'm at 22 and I had a great time at it. And I have no complaints for Nightmare in the Falls. It was my fifth time attending it. I've attended it more than any of them, and that's in Niagara Falls. So
Yeah.
I go to Toronto, which is where I vacation, but I go the weekend up there in Niagara Falls for the convention. So yeah.
Yeah. I've probably
Hmm.
told you that my parents and I used to vacation in Montreal every year, but that's the only exposure I've had to Canada. I've never been there for a convention or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to do some more conventions in the States and stuff like that. But I work and sleep a lot. So I
Yeah.
work two jobs. Like Friday night, I started, and this is the only time during the week I go this long, but Friday night I started work at 6 o'clock. My first building, and I had done five or six. That by the time I got done the following morning, it was 10 or 10:30.
Yeah.
So, and one of them was an 8 hour building that I do with a coworker, but so I'm mainly working and sleeping. So I haven't done nearly as many interviews. My interviews are far and few between. I'm still doing them. It's just I have once I scheduled somebody, and it was somebody I've had on here before, so there's no hard feelings. So she said she'd reschedule again sometime. She got it. Because she I have her on Facebook and she knows how much I work, but I ended up sleeping through my alarm to get up for it. And it
Hmm.
just shows you how exhausted I was. So
Yeah.
yeah. But but anyway, you stayed the whole weekend and
Yeah.
for chiller now. Did you stay in a hotel there?
Yeah. Well, as you know, it's in the convention is in a hotel, so I just stayed
Hmm.
there.
How'd you like that?
It was fine. I mean, the hotel room was nice, and I was with a friend. We shared a room, so
Mhm.
that was. I thought that might be a little awkward, but it was no problem really. And well, yeah, it cost a fair amount of money for the weekend, but that was okay. So it was fine. But normally when I go to a convention, I just go for half a day and just see the people I want to see, and then go home because I'm only a couple hours away. But again, because Michelle and Brink were there and they're important to me, I wanted to maximize my time with them.
Hmm. Well, like I said, when I went, I didn't go down with Lisa Langlois. She just told me she was going to be at that, so I was going to go down. But it was Charles Rosny that reached out and asked if wanted to split a room with him. And he was had his vendors set up, but he was also there helping Tara Buckman get set up as well.
Yeah,
So I was able to share a room with Charles. Nothing awkward about it, but it was really nice to save both of us some cash. So
right.
yeah. So I remember having a good time at that. I took some video at it. So yeah, it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah. So yeah, what other conventions do you have your eye on?
Uh, well, I'm probably not going to be able to go, but there's one in Tennessee that I really wanted to see because Linnea and Brink and Michelle are all going to be there together, and that's pretty rare these days.
Hmm.
That's called FrankenCon in Tennessee, but I'm probably not going to be able to travel as far as Tennessee. So as far as and I have a hotel reservation for that just in case, but I'm guessing that's not going to work. But as far as anything that's within this area, maybe New Jersey HorrorCon in May, but I'm not sure about that. But that would be about it for now.
Um, Tennessee, how far is that from you?
That's a long way. That'd be like 8 hours,
Oh, wow.
or maybe more than that. I'm not even sure off the top of my head.
Yeah. Your folks never take you to these?
No, well, my folks are getting old and they can't make long drives anymore.
Oh, can they? Okay.
Yeah, my dad is 85 and my mom is, I can't believe I'm about to say this. My mom is turning 80 this year. I don't know how that happened,
Wow.
but yeah. So they've been together for 40 years, and they've just reached a point where they're just they have bad backs and they can't travel as much as they used to. So I can't ask them. So I have kind of a small group of friends that I can ask and say, hey, do you want to travel to New Jersey and go to a convention? But it's a short list of people, so if they're not available, then I can't really go. So that limits it. But I do what I can.
The friends that you have that do go, do you have one main person that takes you?
Yeah, I might as well mention his name. His name is Dave Greenberg, and he's a big horror fan, and is
Wow.
is also he's a screenwriter. He's written horror films. I mean, nothing that you would have seen, but he's I guess written things that were not produced or whatever, or things that were local films that anyway things that you wouldn't have seen. But yeah, he's a great guy, and I've known him a long time, and so yeah, we travel together to these things sometimes, but. He's gotten to a point where his work schedule really picked up and he doesn't have time to go to conventions anymore.
I certainly know that feeling. Like I said, you're my ninth interview this year, and we're at the end of March. And it's not a matter of shortage of gas, it's just a matter of my availability is, you know.
Yeah, well, again, I'm flattered that you thought of me and that I'm one of the few people that you've been able to have on.
Well, I thought I would get a little update there and see how things were going with you. I like having people back on, and you weren't even on my list to have back on. It's just I just kind of thought of you. So
Well, I appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that would be fun. I know from seeing updates on Facebook, you're still doing your movie nights. How
Oh,
are
yeah.
those going?
Oh, boy. This last one I've been doing, I should explain to your viewers that I'm a teacher, so I do film
Hmm.
classes on Monday nights. And yeah, this one has been tough because attendance is really a problem. People always have other things going on and they have to miss classes. So on paper, I have 14 people, but we've been averaging maybe 6 or 7 people that show up. And uh, last week we had 4 people, so it's tough. It's really been a grind this semester. But I forget what I was. Oh yeah, I was going to mention that we have my regular students, people that come every year to my classes, and then
Hmm.
this year we had 6 new people that signed up, which I thought was going to be great. But the new people haven't been showing up for one week or another, for one reason or another, and we've had 2 snowstorms that canceled 2 classes. And anyway, long story short, there's just all this crazy stuff going on that's really making it difficult. But I'm punching the clock. I'm being paid to do a job, and I'm doing whatever I can with these classes. And this one's almost over, and then I start the next one in April. So hopefully that'll be better.
There you go. Well, I'm glad you're doing this, especially you're introducing people to movies that they might not necessarily get to see. Um, Talk about some of the films that you played this past semester or your current semester.
Well, I guess the one that was the most successful was a movie called Blues in the Night, which is from 1941, and
Okay.
it's interesting because I'm doing well, the subject of the class I'm doing now is musicals, and I'm calling it Forgotten Musicals of the 30s and 40s because I'm showing more obscure stuff. And Blues in the Night is interesting because it's actually it's more of a film noir that has musical numbers in it, so that's kind of a weird mixture. And
Hmm.
just an interesting movie, and it's from Warner Brothers in the 40s, which usually if you see a Warner Brothers movie in the 40s, they're almost always good. They were good quality stuff there, and yeah, I'm bad at summarizing plots, so I can't really get into the plot. But if you Google it, it's just an interesting kind of strange movie, and the audience liked it. So I would say that was one of the bigger hits that I had this year.
Okay. What
And
else have
that's
you played?
um, I'm trying to remember now. Um, yeah, it's not coming to me. There's a movie called The Night Is Young, which is kind of an interesting. It's kind of an operetta kind of thing because I was trying to go for different genres, different styles of music. So that's kind of along the lines of the Jeanette MacDonald type of movies from the 30s, and is the European type plot. It's about a prince who meets a showgirl, and that kind of thing. So, uh, and the interesting thing about that is that it doesn't go for the conventional happy ending. You know, you think they're going to get together at the end, and they don't. It goes for a more bittersweet kind of ending, and that really caught my audience off guard. They were kind of stunned by that. So that was another one of the more interesting screenings this year, just because of the audience reaction.
That's interesting, because I haven't heard of either one of those films, and I'm familiar with a
Yeah,
lot of films of that era. But I like the fact that you're going even deeper, and finding things.
yeah, that's really the purpose of what I do. I'm not just going to show the same old movies that everybody's heard of.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
So
oh, go ahead.
your next semester, what's going to be the theme?
Well, actually, I do a class once a year. I do three classes a year, and one of them, my spring class, is always something that doesn't really have a theme to it. I call it Movie Night 1930s style, and that's just an excuse for me to just show whatever movies I feel like showing that are within that time period. So I just kind of pick semi-random movies and show them, so there's no theme to it, but it's all just a selection of interesting stuff. And I was going to mention also that I'm doing a series at our local library up here, which is called Women of Pre-Code Hollywood, which I assume you know pre-code movies and what that
Oh
term
yeah,
means.
I know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people I've spoken to don't know what that means, but I figured you would. So,
Pre-Hays Code. Yeah.
yes, right.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that have come to see my shows, they don't know that term, so I have to explain it. But yeah, it's Women of Pre-Code Hollywood once a month here at our local library in Philadelphia, and I had a contract for 5 shows with them, and I've done 3 already. So that's been an interesting little sidebar there because I've been looking for, I've been teaching for 17 years with my employers, so I've been looking for other venues to show these obscure movies. So I was trying to branch out and contacted the library, and they said, sure, we'd love to have you do a film series. So that's the other little side project that I have for now.
So what women are you going to highlight from that? Are you able to go into it?
Yeah, Joan Blondell, Kay Francis, Barbara Stanwyck, Claudette Colbert, and oh, there's a fifth one, and I'm blanking on who it was.
Hetty?
Uh, no, well, she would have been after the code, really, but
Okay. Okay.
damn, I can't remember.
Barbara Stanwyck and Colbert there. I'm familiar with those two names.
Yeah, Kay Francis also was a big star back then, and she's not as well known now, but she was a terrific actress. And Joan Blondell is in tons of movies. You've probably seen her in something. She had a very long career, and she's one of my favorites.
Hmm.
Um, oh man, I'm trying to picture the poster in my mind and trying to think of what that fifth movie was. It's just not going to come to me.
So you say
Uh,
1930s. Is that your favorite decade for movies?
Pretty much, yeah. I would say that's really, especially the pre-code era. That's really my sweet spot. I would say when I love silent films too, so I would say pretty much anything from about 1925 to 45, pretty much late silent period up to World War II. That's really my comfort zone.
Hmm. Are you now silent films? I think like I really like Buster Keaton. Are you a fan of
Yeah.
Buster Keaton?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Love Buster Keaton. Charlie Chaplin. I like his
Yeah.
work. Um,
Harold Lloyd.
Harold and Lloyd. I also liked the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. That
Sure.
was great. Yeah, that was fantastic. Metropolis.
Yes.
Yep. Um, and for 30s, that's of course they're really getting to the talkies. Although Chaplin did two of his best films in the talkies,
Yes.
especially with City Lights, Modern Times. But City Lights, I think, in my opinion, was his masterpiece.
Yeah.
Um, but the 30s, that's when you get your monster movies. Like you had Frankenstein and Dracula in 1931. The Mummy came in 1932.
Yeah.
And of course, Scarface, Shame of a Nation came in 1932, and that was a controversy, which was interesting. Um, King Kong came in 33,
Yep.
you know. It happened one night that came in 34, and I saw a screening of that. Saw a
Oh,
screening of,
if I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just remembered what the other movie was. It was
yeah.
Jean Harlow.
Oh, Jean Harlow. Okay, I'm familiar with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marx Brothers, they had some great stuff in the 30s, like Duck Soup and Night at the Opera. They, you
Yeah, I'm
know,
a huge Marx Brothers fan. Yeah,
hmm yeah. But you had the Bride of Frankenstein in there, and then of course, you get into the late 30s, 1937, you get Snow White, which was the
right.
first Disney full-length animation. Uh, 38, you have Bringing Up Baby, and then you get to
Hmm.
39, you got with The Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind.
Yeah,
Talk about a way to end the decade with two heavyweights like that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And 40s had a lot of great stuff too.
yeah.
Love Citizen Kane. I love
Sure.
Casablanca. It's a Wonderful Life.
Are you a
I've
Preston
interviewed.
Sturges fan?
I know the name, but I don't think I've seen anything of him.
Oh, you need to see his films. He was a genius.
Okay, all right, but I certainly know the name. But It's a Wonderful Life. I've actually interviewed somebody from that film, so one of the
Oh,
child actors. But
great.
and of course, I'm a big Hitchcock fan, Alfred
Sure. Yeah, we've
Hitchcock.
talked about that.
Yeah. Now, Alfred Hitchcock, though, my favorites of his films are in the 50s and 60s.
Sure.
Although I do like a lot of his stuff he's done even before that, like Spellbound and
Lifeboat.
Notorious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I really like a lot of the stuff he did in the 50s, like Rear Window, To Catch a Thief, Vertigo,
Sure.
North by Northwest. And then you get the 60s, you get Psycho, The Birds, Marnie. And I even like Frenzy, which he did in the 70s. So the year I was born. So
Hmm.
so I'm a big Hitchcock fan. So yeah, so you got a lot of great stuff. Frank Capra was a big director back in that time as well. So
Sure.
yeah, John Ford,
Yes.
all kinds of those. Do you have any favorite directors?
Well, again, I would say Preston Sturges off the top of my head is probably one of my favorites, certainly. Howard Hawks.
Howard Hawks is great. Yes, yes. I interviewed one of the Jasons from Friday the 13th, the final chapter, Ted White. Um, he worked with Howard Hawks in a movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his
What movie was it?
um, it came out in 1959. It involved Africa because he
Oh,
talked
okay.
about a stunt he did with a rhinoceros.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
It had John Wayne in it. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but he was John Wayne's double. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, Preston Sturgeon's. Oh, he was before my time.
Yeah, 1940s. Yep.
Yeah, like he passed away in 1959, according to this. He's only
Right.
60. Wow.
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
Wow. Yeah, so only did a handful of films.
Yeah, he had a decline after a while, but for about 4 years there, he made a bunch of films that are just great.
Okay, I'm familiar with some of these. Lady Eve, I'm familiar
Yes.
with. Sullivan's Travels,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Um,
The Palm Beach
Faithful
Story.
Use.
Yeah. The Miracle of Morgan's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
All great stuff.
Okay. Now I'm getting it. Okay. Okay. Sometimes it takes me. Of course, D.W. Griffith. We watched The Birth of a Nation in my history of films class.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up Howard Hawks' name here to see if I can remember. I know what year that was. Now I would have been 5 years old when he passed away.
Right.
So yeah. Filmography. His career went a long time. So let's go into the
Yep.
50s here. Oh, his last film he did was Real Bravo. Or no, Real Lobo, excuse me.
Hmm.
Okay. So he was done making features film before I was born, just 2 years before I was born. Okay, let's look
Well,
at
I'm
this.
guessing you didn't meet him then.
No, no. But he was alive for 5 years of my life, so he
Yeah.
wasn't before my time. Um, I really don't know what film that was. He did Rio Bravo in 1959. I don't. Oh, I know which one. It could come out in 1962. Hatari.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he was filming it in 1959. Yeah, because Ted White was the John Wayne stunt double in that.
Yeah.
Yep, John Wayne. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was the one then.
Mystery solved.
Yeah, because he did a stunt with a rhinoceros in that.
Uh huh.
So, but I've seen quite a few Howard Hawks films.
Sure.
Yep, a lot. But anyway, they're just Xing out of that stuff there. So when you going back to Chiller, what did you get Beverly D'Angelo sign for you?
Just one of the pictures that she had on her table.
Like, was it from a movie or just a
No,
modeling
just
shot?
yeah, just a headshot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to meet Beverly. Did you get it just headshots of all of them that you met?
Mostly, yeah, except for that. Well, you saw that modeling shot of Morgan Fairchild.
Yeah. She's another one I wouldn't mind meeting, you
Yeah, she
know.
was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So other than your April class, when's your next one after that?
Well, I always have the summer off, so the next one after that is in October,
Hmm.
and that's I'm doing murder mysteries for that one, so that should be a popular topic, I imagine.
Do you have any film titles in mind for that?
Yeah, I already have everything selected, and I'm going with things that were series, like there was the series of Sherlock Holmes movies in the 40s. There
Hmm.
was a series of Perry Mason movies, things like that, just detective movies of that kind.
Okay. Okay. Well, it was great having you come on here today and talk about this.
Oh,
Um,
there's something I wanted to mention, which is I said I'm working on writing a book.
okay, let's talk about that. I was starting
Yeah,
to wonder whether we're winding down here. Okay, talk
yeah.
about your book.
Well, I could tell you were winding down, but I didn't want to leave without saying that.
No,
But
that's okay. That's okay. You go. Yeah.
yeah, well, I have a friend who's a biographer, so I was kind of
Mhm.
inspired by her, and I'm doing research for a biography of an actress named Alice White, who was a movie star in the late 20s, early 30s, and I've been doing research. Well, she was one of those people who was famous just for a few years and then just kind of disappeared and had some scandals in her life and weird things that happened that derailed her career. So I'm trying to figure out what happened after that, and not having too much luck yet with that part, but I'm finding out a lot of information about her movies, and I've been contacting a lot of resources all around the country and various film archives. I've been to the Museum of Modern Art in New York. I've been there's a place called the Wisconsin Center for Film and Theater Research. They've been sending me a lot of material. The University of Wyoming has a lot of material. There are all these different places. The Library of Congress. Um, there is I think it's the University of Washington that I contacted recently that has something. So yeah, if you get into doing research on these things, there are a lot of places you can reach out to. And for the most part, I haven't even had to leave home. I just took. There's only one research trip that I've done, but most of it has just been sending emails to people, and then they scan things and send them to me. So I've been working on that for about a year now, and that's I'm just going full steam ahead on that. So hopefully within a couple of years, I'll have an Alice White book that I can come on here and promote.
Well, here's a question. I'm going to look her up here. Just give me a sec here. I'll look her up. I'm not familiar with that name,
No, I mean most people aren't.
but I'm seeing her come up here. So, oh yeah. Okay. She passed away in 1983,
Right.
1904 to 1983. She was 78.
Yep.
The reason why I'm clicking on her, it doesn't, it doesn't say whether she had any children or not.
No, she didn't.
See, that was where I was going to go with this. If she had any offspring, you know,
Yeah, she does have one cousin I know of, but I haven't been able to contact her, unfortunately.
yeah. So that would have been where I would have went with that, but that's too bad. Well, she did quite a few films.
Yeah.
1927, she did quite a lot.
Yeah,
20.
something like I think 43, 44 films altogether.
Okay, right up to 1950 was her last one listed.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, what turned you on to her?
Well, I've just always enjoyed her. I saw her first saw her maybe I don't know how long ago, 15 years ago or something, and just always liked her. She was just a very appealing actress, and she was funny and
Mhm.
just very likable. So, but I realized, reading about her over the years, that there just wasn't a lot of information about her out there. And I actually have I've seen a couple of autographs from her, one of which I have in my collection. And they're dated from, she would sometimes put the date on them, and they're from generally around 1979, 1980 when she was older. So I thought, okay, if her last movie was 1949 and then she was still around signing autographs for people in 1980, then what happened between those 2 points? There's got to be a story there somewhere. So that was the catalyst for wanting to write her biography.
Did you ever go on, like, I'm on Wikipedia right now. Did you go
Yeah.
on there? Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the information on there, but you can really find out more in more detail from contacting the archives, as I said.
absolutely, absolutely. No, I'm just she wasn't somebody I was familiar with. She's got a little pre-Marilyn Monroe thing going on with her there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little
Okay.
cutie. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I hope wish you well with that. Uh,
Thank you. Yeah, I've been working very hard, working every day on it.
well, I find with me, if like I do tribute interviews when people have passed away, if somebody's got a relative or, you know, and I've been successful with that, um, in having various people come on and talk about these. Like Alfred Hitchcock's granddaughter's been on here, and
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn's eldest son, and I've
Right.
had Sarah Karloff on here, and Bela Lugosi Jr. and various others. And I enjoy that because it allows them to be part of the show. And I really wouldn't be doing this if wouldn't. For me, I like seeing films of all stages. I go to the movies about once a week, and I see a lot of bad stuff out there, but I still doesn't stop me from going and enjoying. But I really like going to the movies, and especially in Toronto, they got a lot of retro theaters where I can see older stuff as well, which is
Yeah.
always nice. Yeah,
Well, I saw something last night I wanted to tell you about. There was a local theater up here doing a science fiction film festival, and they showed Chopping Mall last night, so that was really fun.
I've got a signed copy of Shopping Mall here. Kelly Maroney signed it.
Yeah.
I ordered it from her off her website, and I even got a picture that she took with her. Well, somebody took a picture of her holding it up
Right.
as proof that she had signed it, and so I've got that picture. And
Yeah.
I've had Kelly on here once,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't mind getting her on here again. But I've got
Yeah. Yeah. I know Kelly pretty well. She's a good friend.
I like Kelly.
Yeah.
Um, Jim Wynorski likes to send a lot of distorted pictures of her to me. Um, but I really I loved her in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which is
Oh
one of
yeah,
my favorite movies. And of course, she
yeah,
was in Night of the Comet and Chopping Mall and stuff like that.
yep,
So, but she was selling copies of Chopping Mall that she was selling on Blu-ray. So, I got her ordered a signed print of that and ordered some pictures as well. I got one modeling shot of her, and I've got I don't know how whether it was two or three pictures. I got at least one from actually if I remember correctly, I think I got one from Fast Times at Ridgemont High for sure, and maybe one from Night of the Comet signed.
yeah,
But I gave her some business, so yeah, yeah.
good. Yeah, so seeing it in a theater was really cool because I'd never seen it that way before, and it was a big crowd and they were really into it. So
Hmm.
that was, and it was a late night screening. It was at 10 o'clock last night, so that was kind of cool because I don't generally go to late night movies, but it was worth it. It was a lot of fun being there with that kind of an audience, and I guess the only downside was I didn't get home until after midnight, and I had to try to get enough sleep so I could do this.
Oh, you did that last night?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, you know what? I've interviewed a few people from Chopping Mall. Kelly Maroney's been on. I've had director Jim Wynorski on here a couple times. He's a character.
Mm.
I was one of the last to interview Dick Miller.
Mm.
Yeah, I've had him on.
Yeah, there were a lot of Dick Miller fans last night. He got big applause when he came on.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I got him. I got him 5 months before he passed away.
Wow.
I was very, very lucky to get him. His wife arranged it, and she made an appearance in The Graduate. So
Oh,
yeah, and she passed away a couple years ago now. But I really like Dick Miller. Um, I think I've done, if I look at it up here, because looking at Chopping Mall, I think I've interviewed about five people from that movie.
yeah.
Yeah, if I go look it up here. Yeah, Kelly Maroney, Russell Todd, I've had him
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I've had him on. And I think I've had one other person on. Name's escaping me right now, but I wouldn't mind giving Barbara Crampton. Uh,
Hmm.
haven't had any luck in that department yet. Garrett Graham, I wouldn't mind having on. I love Phantom of the Paradise. Uh, Mary Warrenov is way too private, so I don't think that's going to happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, but no, I like Chopping Mall. It's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to plug and promote on here?
Well, I should just mention my podcast, Mostly Movies, Maybe Music, which is, it's a slow process for me. I'm having trouble booking people recently, but it's still going. I mean, I just did my 18th show last week, so I hope your viewers, if they liked listening to me, they'll look for that.
I love the title. Um, uh, was it mostly?
Mostly Movies, Maybe Music.
I love that. I
Thank you.
love that. Yeah, I think that's great. I hope you get more guests for it. And you know, I remember the first year I did my podcast, that was in 2015. I had 20 guests. And I think the most I've had was 2022. I have 170.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, I probably won't ever top that. And I'm fine with not topping it. I've kind of slowed down quite a bit due to work. So I have to prioritize that. But I'm happy to come on here and still be able to do this and have some fun with it. So it's glad to be able to have you come on here today and talk about this. And yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure, Greg. Thank you for having me on again.
it was my pleasure. I hope you get to make it to Chiller. If you do, go meet Heather Locklear. I don't know
Well,
whether she's on your radar, but I can tell you from experience, she's a doll.
I'm sure she is. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do there if I have enough money.
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. Anything else before we close off?
I guess I've covered everything I need to talk about, but thank you again. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, it was a lot of fun. The pleasure was all mine. Anyway, I'm going to bid you a wonderful day, and yeah, I'll send this to you when it's up and ready.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay, you take care and God bless.